add up everything else, what I've got, go in another direction, it's like the exact same cost. Maybe even more. I'm on Cox Channel 4, weekdays at 4. Easy to remember. Cox 4, weekdays at 4. You Charter, a.k.a. Spectrum Television subscribers, North Shore River Parishes, Cajun Country, Spectrum Channel 333. Like I said, it's all on our website, CoreyTalks.com. Lots of ways to check out the program. Get you on the neutral ground every weekday afternoon. Hey, the 4 o'clock hour on this wide open Wednesday, brought to you by Helm Paint and Decorating. Yeah, paint ain't paint. If you think all paint's the same, that's absolutely crazy. I had to paint my house. It's a small investment, but it's something you don't want to do again unless you want to change the color and you want it to be affordable. Of course, I went to Helm Paint and Decorating. I'm a native New Orleanian. They've been around for 55 plus years. 7 locations in the metro, East Bank, West Bank, North Shore, free 2-hour delivery of that super high quality Benjamin Moore paint. Because paint ain't paint. Benjamin Moore is better. The world's best paint. The inventors of color paint. The inventors of color paint. Benjamin Moore. Yeah, I painted my house with a lifetime guaranteed Benjamin Moore paint. I'll never have to paint my house again unless I want to change the color. And because Benjamin Moore is affordable, Helm Paint and Decorating makes it affordable. I can change the color in a few years and do it again if I want. Hey, Baton Rouge, Helm Paint and Decorating's been in your backyard for the last couple of years. 4 Baton Rouge locations, Highland Road, Perkins Road, Jones Creek Road, Choctaw. Free 2-hour delivery in the capital city of those high-quality Benjamin Moore paints. Don't let a rainy day shy you away from attacking your paint project. Indoor, it's obviously no problem at all, rain or shine. Don't let it shy you away from those outdoor paint projects. Get to one of the 7 Helm Paint and Decorating locations in New Orleans or one of the 4 in Baton Rouge and pick your colors. Get all your paints, all the accessories, the brushes, rollers, sprayers, everything you need, ladders, everything to get the job done right. When you got to paint in Metro New Orleans, when you got to paint in Metro Baton Rouge, Helm Paint and Decorating, 4 o'clock hour on this wide open Wednesday, brought to you by Helm Paint and Decorating. Paint ain't paint. Helm Paint and Decorating. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Mother's Day this Sunday. Can you believe it? Mother's Day is this Sunday. Don't know it, guys. Woodhouse Day Spa. Our Humane May fundraiser going on right now, the entire month of May, trying to raise $10,000 in the month of May for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Please go to their website right now, humanela.org, humanela.org, and donate. And please donate generously. We're trying to save cats and dogs, kittens and puppies, horses, goats, all kind of animals. We don't do a good job in Louisiana treating animals humanely. Let's hit that $10,000 goal, humanela.org. Boy, crazy rain event this morning, huh? It looks like it's clearing up. Kind of bright outside, still totally overcast. You might get a drizzle here, drizzle there, but it looks like kind of the rain stopped. Like you could almost throw down some coals, do some grilling, boil some crawfish, do whatever you want tonight outside. The ground's going to be a little wet, but it looks like we won't get rain again till maybe overnight tomorrow. But boy, that rain event this morning was crazy. That was like tropical storm-like. I'd say like 40, 50, 60 mile an hour winds in Metro New Orleans, in the city, Metairie, St. Bernard, where life is hot, hot, hot. 40, 50, 60 mile an hour winds. That's just me looking and guessing. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Yeah, crazy rain event. Junket Cantrell, Latoya the Destroyer Cantrell gets yet another victory versus the city council. The weak city council just not doing this right. Now, this victory may only be temporary, but we'll see. A state appeals court declined to stop this Henry Consulting trash contract from going through on August 1st, cutting short the IV waste contract by several months. It was supposed to go through December. Then they would rebid on this massive contract, the 8-year deal that Henry Consultant got for 8 years and $73 million. No, another victory for Cantrell. I'm going to get Troy Henry on the program. We'll talk about this. I'm going to ask him 2 questions. One, hey, Troy, you'll never, ever hire LaToya Cantrell after she's mayor for any kind of anything with Henry Consulting, right? And see what kind of answer we get. It should just be a clear no. There's really no reason we would hire her. Nothing special. I mean, if she comes up with something, maybe, but I don't see what it would be. And you're not going to give her any money, it's a consulting fee or any kind of money. Now, this is an 8-year, $73 million deal. I don't know what the profit is on a $73 million 8-year trash contract, but I'm assuming it's millions and millions and millions of dollars. If it's 10% profit, it's $7.3 million. If it's 20% profit, it's nearly $15 million. It's 8 years. Is the destroyer getting a little kickback on the side, some BS job after the fact? Because she's got no golden parachute lined up. The nonprofit thing, she ruined that by snagging that $1 million out of the Wisner account, if you remember. And then the Office of Inspector General found out about it, called her out on it, and she had to give the money back, which was conveniently there months later. None of it spent from her nonprofit. Crazy. So, no, there's no golden parachute. There's no law firm hiring her. She doesn't have a law degree. There's no one. People don't hire people if they don't bring in money for the company. There's got to be money being created. So I don't know what the golden parachute is for the destroyer. Another court win. Joe Rasponti will join us to discuss. DA Jason Williams next.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 airy locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagent.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Some people think paint is paint. Well, it ain't. Paint ain't paint. At Helm Paint, we only sell Benjamin Moore because it's the best paint on the planet. In the end, you'll save time, effort, and money because Benjamin Moore paints cover beautifully in less coats. So the next time you pick up a brush, remember, big box, big mistake. Because paint ain't paint. To get the best, you gotta go to Helm. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Hey, Marigny, Bywater, Treme, French Quarter, CBD, Warehouse District, Garden District, Irish Channel. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground, where New Orleans is heard.
Yeah, you right. Thanks so much for joining us. Corey Johnson back at you on a wide open Wednesday. Every day, this program's brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner, home of Lamarck Ford and Lamarck Lincoln. And over on the other side of the parish on Jefferson Highway, your commercial truck, van, SUV dealership, Lamarck Crescent City Ford in Elmwood. New Orleans District Attorney Jason Williams joins us on the program again. Jason, how you doing?
I'm great, Corey. How are you, man?
Doing well. Family's good? Your mom's good? Wife, everybody's good?
She's wonderful. I was just on the phone with my mom. She's doing great. And wife and family are amazing. Thanks for asking.
Yep, of course, man. Hey, I am often by that corner of Felicity and Claiborne. Wow, let me put that another way, Jason. When I'm leaving Houston's and going through Central City, I'm often at the Felicity and Claiborne corner by the 5-Star Car Wash, and I'd catch that light, and I'd look to my left, and I'd be like, "Wow, man, these guys really seem to be doing a good job." They got the cover going under there, and there are 3-4 nice cars, in a row, and they're very, very clean. Apparently, it wasn't just a car wash, or the car wash was just the front, right? Fill us in on the 5-Star Car Wash on Claiborne and Felicity, that hand car wash by the Church's Chicken.
As it turns out, there's a lot more going on over there than just washing cars. A lot of drugs, a lot of drug distribution, a lot of guns. Illegal guns, and it was really dragging down that community. And there have been reports for a very long time, and working in collaboration with the NOPD and a special task force with the ATF and Homeland Security, they were able to make a number of arrests and take a lot of drugs and a lot of guns off the street. And we went in on Monday and seized the property because, as you know, if you take certain folks off the board who are committing certain crimes and you leave that void, other people immediately come in and fill it. And so that's the purpose of our No Dice, the DA's No Dice initiative, is to not just deal with the people that are involved in crimes, but any place that is promoting or participating and becoming a hub of criminality to take that off the board as well.
New Orleans District Attorney Jason Williams is with us. I don't, like I said, it looked like just a mom and pop car wash type operation, just driving by there all the time. What were the tips? Just people from the neighborhood that were calling into you, calling into law enforcement, calling into a bunch of different entities, and it just got momentum going, and then you guys acted? How did it all go down?
It's momentum, Corey. That's exactly right. We get a lot of calls from community members because of our No Dice initiative, which is really taking there's heat maps that we produce that show where there's high volumes of crimes in certain areas, and we try to figure out what are the things that are causing that area to have more types of crime than other areas. So woman Leslie Harris and her team, Matt with her team, received a number of calls about what was going on in that area, and they contacted us and contacted the NOPD. NOPD, of course, gets tips from Crime Stoppers and sometimes calls that go directly to them. Special Agent in Charge Josh Jackson is working all around the state with his ATF agents, looking for things like this that look sometimes innocuous if you're just driving by and stop for a couple seconds at a light. But other things are happening there, and they conducted investigations based upon all of those numerous tips. And there's been a huge outpouring of thanks from community members, households of faith, for giving them their neighborhood back.
Hey, the operation there, Jason, was it sort of just flying by the seat of their pants and just a bunch of jokers in there? Or was this kind of a well-run, fine-tuned organization?
I can't, I don't want to get into the details of the cases that still need to be prosecuted, but I can tell you this was not neighborhood kids dabbling in this. It was organized. Now, whether it was as organized as some gang and organized crime activities are, there was a certain degree of sophistication that certainly existed, which is why when you were stopped there leaving Houston's, you didn't quite pick up on anything.
Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
Was car wash first that it evolved into drugs, or was it strictly set up to distribute drugs and criminal activity?
I don't want to get into those details because those cases, all the cases against these individuals still need to be dealt with in court. And I don't want to get out in front of my skis or outrun my headlights on that.
No, I got you. How many individuals are we talking about, Jason?
At least close to 10,
Wow.
but there may be more.
Wow.
The investigation is not complete.
Unbelievable. Who owns the property? Some of these individuals?
Well, yeah, we are. The investigation is ongoing. We have had contact with the property owner. He came out. There will be other questions that will be asked about that need to be answered. But that will be in the criminal justice process.
Meaning the property owner could have not known anything. The property owner could have known everything. The property owner could have been involved. Any of the above, right?
We got to follow the evidence, and we got to go where it takes us. And that's our protocol, no matter what.
Well, I don't feel so bad not noticing the operation because Church's Chicken right across the street just invested a lot of money in that spot, so they mustn't have noticed the operation either.
Well, it's there are a lot of these similar situations. I mean, obviously, the London Lodge is one of these places that we took off the board because of how it was contributing to promoting and participating in bad activities. The New Image Market, they were actually selling guns and drugs and laundering money throughout that corner store.
Wow.
24-hour tire shop on Claiborne Avenue. Same thing, right? So a lot of times it's hard to see with the naked eye. Other times it's just really in your face, and community members have been like, "What took you so long?" There was a police officer when we closed the New Image corner store who said he was working that beat in the 90s, who was retired now, and he said he had been complaining about the possibility of this business being involved in the criminal activity in the neighborhood since the 90s, but they just hadn't figured out how to seize the property.
New Orleans District Attorney Jason Williams is with us for a few more minutes. Hey, what's the No Dice initiative all about?
That's a New Orleans data informed. It really, we stole it from Baltimore. It's a program that was working really, really well there. As you recall, as soon as Chief Harrison retired in Baltimore, I got on the phone. As soon as he got off that stage, I called him. I said I would love if he'd come back home. He was a great partner when I was president of the city council. And, we looked at any tool that was working there, just as we look at any tools that are working anywhere else. And it takes data and it creates heat maps about where crimes are occurring. And we use that information to use city departments, law enforcement partners, nonprofits to target those areas. Sometimes that intervention is just providing more lighting, clearing out homeless encampments. Other times it requires arrests and prosecutions. But we bring all of that to bear at one time so that the community can really feel some relief and get back to a place where your kids can ride their bikes and you can take a walk and really enjoy your public spaces.
Hey, Jason, I'm going to let you have the last word, even a little self-evaluation for us. I get like Ed Michel on or Rafael Goyeneche. Ed Michel will say, our office increased productivity 800% from last year and more investigations, audits, whatever. Violent crime has plummeted in New Orleans over the last 6, 8, 9 months. How would you say you and the New Orleans District Attorney's Office, how you guys are contributing to that violent crime drop? And also, how would you grade, what your office is doing? Like Ed Michel saying, well, we have an 800% increase in XYZ. Go ahead.
So I can tell you 2023, we put initiatives in place, a homicide unit, our open source intelligence unit, our No Dice program. It drove crime down with the help of the NOPD using technology as force multipliers. 2024, same thing. We doubled down on those same initiatives. We started with Michelle Woodfork, and Kirkpatrick came in. She expanded on those same strategies. 2025, I reached out to the governor before he was even sworn in. I asked for the state police to have a permanent deployment. He did that, and numbers are continuing to go down. I don't grade my paper. The jurors of Orleans Parish grade our papers, and we've got somewhere between an 85% and 90% conviction rate when it comes to homicide. I am proud to be a team member of one of the best teams that exists. And I'm not just talking about the DA's office. I'm talking about the DA's office, NOPD, ATF, state police, Homeland Security. We are all working together in tandem. I play one role, and I'm proud to play that role. We're going to play our position to the best that we can. But I think if you look at the close to 85 to 95% conviction rate, I think we're doing well. But I can tell you this, it's still too violent. There's still too much crime. We got a lot more work to do. It's not a time to wave a victory flag. It's a time to take the things that are working, institutionalize them, add more to it, and improve public safety even more.
Hey, last thing, you mentioned Troop N, your relationship with the Attorney General of the state, Liz Murrill, as well.
It's working really well, man. I mean, look, public safety is a team effort. It is not a place for Republicans and Democrats to fight. It's not a place for liberals and conservatives to fight. The people of New Orleans need this to work, and they don't want to see us fight. They want to see us using the same playbook to drive down all sorts of crime, and that's what we're doing.
Jason, always a pleasure, man. I guess anyone that was getting their car washed at 5 stars is going to have to find another car wash.
They are now, Corey.
Yep, that's good news. Thanks again, Jason.
Take care, Corey. Be safe.
You too, man. That's NOLA District Attorney Jason Williams joining us. Corey Johnson with you till 6.
Woodhouse Day Spa with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City. Not a politician or part of a political machine. Corey Johnson.
I propose that I use what's left of the town treasury to move to a more prosperous town and run for mayor.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you on a Wednesday. Yeah, that did come out good, Mario Brothers. I'm always by that car wash on Felicity and Claiborne. Yeah, coming from like Houston's. That's another sad, it's almost blasphemy as a New Orleanian. Hey, man, what rate your top 10, top 20 restaurants. If I were rating my top 20 restaurants in the city of New Orleans, Houston's would be on that list on St. Charles Avenue. And that's blasphemy for many New Orleanians. It's like, dude, this is the restaurant city of the world. What are you going to put Subway on your po' boy list? No. I had Subway one time when it first came to Baton Rouge. I was at LSU. It was early 90s. And I was working with this dude cutting grass. And we went to Subway. And I remember I got something and it was just awful. And I've never been to Subway since. That was 35 years ago, Mario Brothers.
Wow.
Yep. So I missed the whole Jared thing.
Jared.
Wow. Anyway, yeah, I go to Houston's a lot. The only thing that keeps me from going to Houston's more, like my mommy says when we go, my God, you have to float a bond to pay this bill. Houston's is not cheap. I mean, you go to Houston's and eat a good meal, and it's always good and it's always consistent. I highly recommend it. If you like a filet, the only reason I've shifted to filet just because it's leaner. I'd much rather eat a New York strip, a ribeye, a skirt hanger, flank, any of that. But filet's tender and it's lean. Houston's has a prime Allen Brothers filet, this purveyor out of Chicago. This little filet is marbled, and I shouldn't say little. I think it's like 11 ounces. It's big. It's a lot for a filet. It is probably the best filet mignon in the city of New Orleans. I don't know of any steak restaurant anywhere in the city that has a filet mignon that compares to the one at Houston's on St. Charles Avenue. Now, I'm talking pure steak, not like some chef-driven place with a chef-driven demi-glace sauce on it. I mean, that's hard to duplicate, and that's a different category. But just like, steakhouse kind of steak. I mean, the steak comes, seasoned with a little butter. They broil it. But it's so marbled for a filet. And I know a lot of folks like prime filet, choice filet doesn't matter. It's about tenderness. No, when there's a lot more marbling in a prime filet, it's going to have a lot more flavor. And that's the problem with a filet to begin with. Not a lot of flavor. They're kind of bland. I mean, when you eat a ribeye or a T-bone or a porterhouse, where it has like the New York strip on one side, the filet on the other, you eat the filet first. If you eat the New York strip side first, you'll start eating the filet and be like, this thing is flavorless, tender, but flavorless. So you eat the filet side first, then go to the New York strip side. Anyway, so I go to Houston's, and it's blasphemy. I admit all of this. I don't eat raw oysters. I don't drink coffee. They're supposedly shipping me out of New Orleans. I'm Omaha, Nebraska bound. DA Jason Williams just joined us. Coming up in the 5 o'clock powwow, New Orleans attorney Joe Rasponti. A lot of you catch him every Tuesday morning on Fox 8 TV. Joe Rasponti is going to join us. Another victory. It's nauseating. Junket Cantrell gets another win versus the city council. This one may be only temporary, but we'll see. A state appeals court declined to stop the Henry Consulting trash contract from going through, cleaning up the French Quarter and CBD. That'll start August 1st, as of right now. This thing's not done yet. Of course, Ivy Waste cleaning the French Quarter right now. Residents, businesses, ecstatic about the service. They love it. Troy Henry says, I'll do at least that amount of, cleaning, if not more. Henry's deal is for 8 years, $73 million. $73 million bucks. Crazy. So Junket Cantrell, right now, a judge says August 1st, Ivy Waste is out, or I should say July 31st. Ivy Waste is out. Their temporary deal that was supposed to go through, I shouldn't say temporary, emergency contract that was supposed to go from December of last year through December of this year will end July 31st. And on August 1st, Henry Consulting will take over the French Quarter and CBD trash contract. 8-year, $73 million bucks. Now, I will get Troy Henry on the program soon to discuss it. I've had Troy Henry on for a lot of topics, Six Flags and the like. But the number one thing I want to, three things are, you're going to keep up at least the Ivy Waste service. You said you'll do even better. How do you top it? And you'll do that for the full 8 years. Second, you'll never hire LaToya Cantrell. No money from you or any individuals connected to you, directly or indirectly, will hire or give LaToya Cantrell a gig after she's mayor. This isn't some quid pro quo. She tightened you up, you tighten her up. I'll ask Troy Henry that. He'll answer the question. He won't hang up or be offended. He'll answer the question. No, the mayor's like 3-0. After the council, taking the Pontalba and winning that little mini battle, they're 0 for 3 at least. This one, the trash contract, back in March, a judge ruled that the council can't stop the mayor from traveling, so the mayor lives up to the nickname. Junket Cantrell keeps going. And a judge ruled that The mayor and the city didn't have to pay the Orleans Parish School Board that money that they said they would pay him. So the council's sort of on an Ophir trip, not doing so well when it comes to trying to handle the, mayor. Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Bayou Boogaloo next weekend still does not have a permit. Still does not have a permit. Joe Geruso, councilman for that area, is like, a lot of the neighbors don't like it. This is the problem with these kind of things. I can go into any neighborhood with a clipboard and a crew of people and knock on doors, and I'll get them to sign for or against just about anything in their neighborhood. Just about anything. I mean, next to like some, nuclear power plant. But I could go in there and be like, "Hey guys, I'm here to have you sign this. Hopefully, it's about Bayou Boogaloo. The inconvenience is worth it. They contribute to cleaning the bayou. They plant trees. They da-da-da-da-da-da." I get a bunch of people to sign that. "Hi, how you doing? Bayou Boogaloo's a nightmare. It's causing us all kind of problems. Could you sign this?" I mean, it's not like some fair, objective poll where you're trying to get real answers. So Joe Geruso has his hands full because some neighbors are vocal about it, saying they don't want it. It's a nightmare. It's worse than Jazz Fest as far as inconvenience on the neighborhood. Some neighbors are like, "We like Bayou Boogaloo." So right now they don't have a permit. And if they don't get the permit in the next few days, Bayou Boogaloo will not happen next weekend. And the neighborhood's like, "We want you to move like maybe to the mouth of the bayou, like Lakeshore Drive in Bayou St. John. Like maybe a half mile, down from where Greek Fest does theirs." But Greek Fest is on their own property, private property. And that's coming up in a few weeks. It looks like black smoke out of the Vatican. That means a vote took place and there's no new pope yet. They'll keep voting until they get a pope. A recount tomorrow of that $13 million annual tax that goes to the sheriff's office. That renewal passed by 2 votes. About 25,000 plus folks voted. 12,715 for the renewal. 12,713 against it. Wins by 2 votes. Thanks to French Quarter resident Danilo Augusto Feliciano. How was that? Latinx, Mario Brothers. Not bad, right?
That was pretty good. Yeah.
Danilo Augusto Feliciano paying $2,155 to fund the recount. Some citizens got to step up. I think this guy deserves his name shouted out. I'm getting some info. Love Houston's filet. Get it every New Year's Eve. Yeah, I'm telling you, Corey Talks. You can email us, Corey @CoreyTalks. Love Houston's filet. Get it every New Year's Eve. Yeah, it's $57. It's not an everyday or weekly purchase. Unless you're loaded, unless you got a lot of disposable cash. The steak by itself. It does come with a side. You can get like French fries or Caesar salad or something like that. But it's $57. But it's an 11-ounce prime Allen Brothers steak from Chicago, that purveyor. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's kind of blasphemy putting Houston's on your some Yaddy New Orleanian top 10, top 15, top 20 restaurant list. But it's on mine. It's always good, always consistent. I like it. Hey, Latrim, the global manufacturing giant, is hiring. The inventors of the shrimp peeling machine that is the industry standard worldwide, this New Orleans company. All plastic modular conveyor belts, interlocks, used all around the world. The alternating tread stair, the Lapierre stair. J.M. Lapierre was a genius. His company, Latrim, is hiring in Elmwood for you East Bankers, U.S. Bankers. On the North Shore, their I-12 facilities hiring. For a full listing of positions available, go to Latrim.com. Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M, Latrim.com. Hey, just like Easter Sunday, Mother's Day this Sunday, enhanced police presence on Lakeshore Drive.
Some people think paint is paint. Well, it ain't. Paint ain't paint. At Helm Paint, we only sell Benjamin Moore because it's the best paint on the planet. In the end, you'll save time, effort, and money because Benjamin Moore paints cover beautifully in less coats. So the next time you pick up a brush, remember, big box, big mistake. Because paint ain't paint. To get the best, you gotta go to Helm. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson.
Women are often throwing clothing items at me saying you're the possessor of the cool factor. I have to fight off the ladies.
90 minutes of fun every weekday afternoon on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333 from 4 p.m. to 5:30.
I still say that's AI generated. I never in my life have said the cool factor. I wouldn't even know what that is. I mean, I live the cool factor. I wouldn't have to proclaim it. I think that's AI generated. I think you guys hooked 2 clips together or something. Corey Johnson back at you on a wide open Wednesday. Mario Brothers at the controls, a.k.a. Latin X. Because on this program, we're politically correct, by golly. 766-9480 is the phone number. You might want to dial us up because I've got not one but two $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Yesterday, we were talking about, I had Dan Reel on every Tuesday, The Real Deal with Dan Reel, former regional president of Caesars. And I had Sandy Rosenthal on also from levees.org. We were talking about like post-Katrina, New Orleans, like silver linings. Fox 8 Channel 6 has been doing a lot of Katrina crap because this August will be 20 years later. I'm not a big fan of reliving this stuff. We lived it, and we've watched enough of it. I don't want to watch the Twin Towers coming down. I don't watch the Japanese attacking Pearl Harbor. We know the outcome, you know? Unless Quentin Tarantino makes a movie and changes reality, I don't want to watch any of that. So I'm not going to watch any of this Katrina crap. Covered that storm, was there, you know. I'm not sitting here and going to tell you any kind of sob story. It's all relative. So many people had it worse than me. 1,500 died. I got by easy. But I was there. I was covering the whole thing. Saw a lot of crap that wasn't good to see. But I just keep grinding, keep moving on. I don't think it adversely affect my life. I have trauma because of it or anything like that. But who wants to relive that? I mean, I love New Orleans. That was a terrible time in our history. We all know the facts. Anyway, the silver linings are like, you know, levy board consolidation, assessors in New Orleans going from 7 to 1. Public housing was what Fox 8 was talking about. We were talking about public schools going away, the 9,000 employees being let go. No, all of these were a big silver lining, a plus for New Orleans, moving in a right direction after that. And none of those things would have happened without Katrina. So there is a silver lining. So we were talking about storms, and then this morning, my God, and it wasn't a hurricane, but that was tropical storm-like winds. That was at least 40, 50 miles an hour, if not 60-mile-an-hour winds. And I'm just telling you from my experience seeing it. I haven't watched any weather or looked at any of the weather websites, 46826, NOLA.com, and what the wind speeds were, but I saw a lot of power poles down, or a few power poles down, some trees taken down, you know, things of that nature. I saw a stoplight at River Road and Causeway, just snapped off the cable, smashed to the ground. So, yeah, this morning was crazy wind. I've got a couple of storm-related trivia questions. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. If you got the answer to either one of these two questions, I've got $50 for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations, just in time. Hey, guys, Mother's Day is this Sunday. Don't blow it. Get her what she wants, a day of relaxation at the Woodhouse Day Spa. I'll get you jump-started. The big 1965 storm. Wow. 59 years ago. The big 1965 storm. 766-9480. 4 years later, the big 1969 storm. 766-9480. No, sadly, those you remember, like Katrina, 2005, just sort of burned in your brain. 9/11, 2001. Pearl Harbor, 1941. January 6th. You remember these things. Corey, did you really bring up January 6th? 766-9480. 766-9480. The big 1965 storm. Give me the answer. 50 big bucks to the Woodhouse can be yours. The big 1969 storm. Give me the answer. 50 big bucks to the Woodhouse can be yours. Dial us up. 766-9480 is how you participate. Joe Rasponti, New Orleans attorney. He's going to join us in a few minutes. Right around 5:20, 5 o'clock power hour. Another victory for Junket Cantrell. LaToya the Destroyer. These are like personal wins. None of it's good for the city or the citizens. A state appeals court declined to stop the mayor from having Henry Consulting take over the French Quarter CBD trash contract August 1st. Back in March, a judge ruled she can continue her junkets, her travel. Right after that, a judge ruled the city doesn't have to pay the Orleans Parish Public Schools. None of this is like, man, the mayor's fighting for us. Mayor's fighting for herself. Mayor knows come January of next year, she's done as mayor, and it's over with. There's no more free ride, and there's no job waiting. And she blew the nonprofit thing, the golden parachute, when she moved $1 million from the Wisner Fund, city funds, into her own nonprofit. No, I'm sure the mayor, as a last resort, will try to come up with a nonprofit, but who would contribute to that? Who would contribute to that? No, that's why I'm going to ask Troy Henry. I'm not accusing Troy Henry. I'm just asking a simple question. Man, no golden parachute for the mayor, right? You're not hiring her after she's mayor. Indirectly, directly, no money's coming from you to this mayor, right? No, she come January, it's like, what am I going to do? That's what she's thinking. Where am I going to get money? Blue Boy, you have a better opportunity to earn real money. Earn it. Than the mayor. You have more skills. Coming right back, 5 o'clock powwow next.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance. Total maintenance keeps you. TM-JC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you. TM-JC.com, your cool spots.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right.
Helm Paint.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Here we go. Wide Open Wednesday. We're literally halfway through the week, Mario Brothers. 5 hours in, 5 hours to go. 10 hours a week. Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 o'clock. Your drive time home talk radio program. Also on TV and YouTube. Where? That's where. Thanks, number 9, reminding me. For a moment, I thought we were in Omaha, Nebraska. I had an entire program set for Omaha, Nebraska talk. The wheat harvest, heading down to the general store. They're thinking of putting a stoplight at that corner. Omaha, Nebraska talk. What am I going to do, Mario? I'm not really prepared now. I thought it was Omaha, Nebraska talk.
They were good at football.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, once upon a time.
Back in the day.
Yep. Mario's a big sports fan. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx. Hey, the phone number to participate in the program, 766-9480. Before we reset and tell you what's going on, let's head to those phone lines because Sheila has been hanging on. What a great name. I love it. Sheila. Old school yet sexy and modern. I'd have to put that on my list of considerations if I ever had a daughter. Sheila. What a great name. What up, Sheila?
Hi, how you doing?
What a great name.
I appreciate that.
Not too many.
Very much.
Not too many Sheilas around anymore, are there?
Not as much. No. It's a pretty old name. It was real popular in the 60s, 50s, 60s.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. I if I ever have kids, I'm going to have to go back to 50s, 60s name. My mom's Frida. I don't know any other Fridas, you know?
Yeah, grew up with a Frida.
Yeah, I know. I think I know one other Sheila. What a great name. How's it going, Sheila?
It's going pretty good. Thank you. I appreciate you for asking.
Trying to stay dry today?
It's looking better.
Yeah, it's still a lot brighter and nicer. This morning was crazy, huh?
Yes, it was. I slept through most of it, though. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, that's good. That sideways wind and rain wasn't cool like around 8, 9 a.m. around New Orleans, Carrollton neighborhood, that area. Anyway.
Right.
What's on your mind this afternoon, Sheila?
So this is the first time that I actually caught your show. And so I, was just curious about it. So I stayed on the channel. And so you had some interesting comments that you were making. And then when you came up with the 2 trivia questions.
Yep.
Related to the particular storms that was in 1965 and then 1969.
Yep. Just answer only one of them. Answer only one if you know the answer.
Yeah. So, we talked about my name, Sheila. So I was born in the 50s. So I remember Hurricane Betsy. Real good, 1965.
Wow, kaboom goes the dynamite, Sheila. You are correct.
Yeah, you're right.
Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
Now, what do you remember? How old were you when Betsy went down?
Oh, God, I was in 3rd grade. So
wow.
I had to, and so I lived in the lower ninth ward at the time. So
went underwater, right?
Yeah, we had 8 feet of water.
Wow.
In the lower ward.
That's unbelievable.
And also in St. Bernard Parish. So anytime the levee breaks on I guess you would say the eastern side, the lower ninth ward and St. Bernard Parish is always going to get flooded out.
I'm going to try to find this audio, Sheila. It is Hale Boggs talking to President Lyndon Johnson after Betsy. And literally, they're on the phone, and I'm going to get the audio. He's like, Boggs is like, you need to get down here, Mr. President, and see. And Lyndon Johnson's like, okay, Hale, I'm going to check my schedule and see what I can do. He's like, you don't see what you can do. You get down here. I'm like, damn, Hale Boggs is telling the president what to do. I'm going to find this audio. It's incredible. It'll bring you back.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Sheila, hang on, all right?
All right.
Don't go anywhere because Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, is going to get some info from you. And we're going to tighten you up with that $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Happy Mother's Day, Sheila.
Thank you. I appreciate it so very much.
Yeah, you're right. The big 1965 storm, Sheila's right. 9th Ward, St. Bernard, just underwater. Betsy, 1965. Excellent work, Sheila. She was a 3rd grader, a youngster. Wide Open Wednesday edition of the program. 766-9480 is the phone number. Yeah, knock it out. Knock out her info. Mario Brothers, tighten Sheila up. 766-9480 is how you dial us up on this Wide Open Wednesday. The big 1969 storm. The big 1969 storm, 766-9480 is how you dial us up on this Wide Open Wednesday. Mother's Day this Sunday. Woodhouse Day Spa is what she wants, guys. Why fight it? What am I going to get her? Is she going to like it? You get her a day of relaxation at the city's premier day spa, the Woodhouse Day Spa, 5 locations. Is she going to like it? She's going to love it. It's what she wants. WoodhouseSpas.com. Our Humane May fundraiser going on all month long. Please donate right now. Let's hit the goal early. HumaneLA.org is the website. Donate $10 or $20 so we can hit the goal. HumaneLA.org. Now, this is near and dear to my heart. If you like this program, you like checking it out, help out some animals, some cats and dogs, some kittens and puppies. HumaneLA.org. Go to the website right now and donate. Yeah, I was just talking to Sheila. Love that name. Crazy rain event this AM. Tropical storm-like in New Orleans. Junket Cantrell gets yet another win versus the city council. Joe Rasponti is going to join us next, New Orleans attorney, and break down what that win is all about. Is it permanent? No, she's like on a roll. She got a judge to allow her to travel back in March. A few weeks after that, a judge ruled the city and the mayor didn't have to pay the Orleans Parish Public Schools. These are all individual victories for her. And ironically, losses for the city of New Orleans and the citizens. I mean, who would argue with that? Bayou Boogaloo next weekend, still no permit. As of right now, there will be no Bayou Boogaloo next weekend. Black smoke at the Vatican. That means they voted, but didn't elect a pope. Not yet. Hey, a special thanks to French Quarter resident Danilo Augusto Feliciano. He came up with about $2,200, and they're going to have a recount of that $13 million annual tax that was renewed for the sheriff's department. 2 votes separated this election. 12,715 for the renewal, 12,713 against it, 2 votes. Yeah, recount should have been automatic. I thought by state law it was. 2 votes. I thought under a certain percentage it's an automatic recount, but apparently not. J.D. Vance says Russia wants too much, asking for too much. But he says, it's just the start of negotiations. We'll see. Hey, just like Easter Sunday, Mother's Day this Sunday, enhanced police presence on Lakeshore Drive from the Seabrook to West End. A lot of people think it's like racially motivated. I grew up around the lakefront. Black and white people have been littering, going out there and doing whatever they do, partying, crawfish, whatever. Black and white, together, separate, and leave a lot of litter. Sometimes these folks don't. Sometimes they do. Depends on the group of people. Some people don't have any self-respect. Some people are selfish. Some people, I don't want this trash. They just throw it out their car. They litter. So I have no problem with it. It's about 8 police checkpoints, and they're only going to mess with you if you have a no license plate or it's expired. The tint on your windows is too dark. It's illegal. There's no like, oh, man. Don't go there if your tint's too dark, or go and expect to get a ticket if it's too dark. Speeding, a lot of people walking around, littering, loud music, cranking up the car stereo too loud. No, all this is, who's against any of that? They're not targeting any group. We've all been to, Lakeshore Drive on a Monday, where Franklin hits Lakeshore Drive, and it's just a mess over there. Piles of crawfish, trash, garbage spewing all over the place. It's crazy. 766-9480 is the phone number on this wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, you right. When we return, Joe Rasponti, New Orleans attorney, joins us, breaking down what today's ruling means. Another win for Junket Cantrell versus the city council that just doesn't seem to have their you-know-what together. You need to come up with creative initiatives that actually can be enforced. Joe Rasponti next. 5 o'clock powwow continues.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Some people think paint is paint. Well, it ain't. Paint ain't paint. At Helm Paint, we only sell Benjamin Moore because it's the best paint on the planet. In the end, you'll save time, effort, and money because Benjamin Moore paints cover beautifully in less coats. So the next time you pick up a brush, remember, big box, big mistake. Because paint ain't paint. To get the best, you gotta go to Helm. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City. Here's New Orleans native son, Corey Johnson.
Native son, great New Orleans. No, that's me.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
New Orleans native son. No, that's me. That's me, lady. Oh, boy. I like an ace in the hole. I like dealing with the best. I like making my life easy as possible. If you're tired of your dry cleaner and want to experience the best, youngsdrycleaning.com. Truly a New Orleans institution. They've been at it since 1940. 85 years of excellence. Amazing. youngsdrycleaning.com. Junket Cantrell gets yet another win versus the city council. Maybe only temporary. We'll see. Let's find out more from New Orleans attorney. You check him out every Tuesday morning on Fox 8. Joe Rasponti joins us on the program again. What's happening, Joe?
Hey, Corey, how you doing?
Doing well, man. I love getting you on the program. Always a pleasure.
What's going on? Yeah, I was watching the news here that Channel 8 just moved into their new building today, so I've seen if they didn't get their wires crossed. Looks like they're okay. They're broadcasting a news show right now.
It's a good thing Snell doesn't play golf anymore. He'd be crossing the street hitting balls at 504 golf, huh?
That's right.
Yep, I saw the new building. By the way, Snell was like a 3 handicap before he quit playing golf. He's a good athlete. Yeah, Fox 8 is in that building right on the interstate. You see the big Fox 8 sign, or I guess it says, what's it say, Fox 8 or WVUE, Channel 8 maybe up there. And then it's what's that? Broad and Howard, essentially.
It's kind of on the service road. I guess Howard Avenue exit there, right there. Yeah, it's hard to describe.
Yep. Hey, Joe, another victory for Junket Cantrell. Tell us about this state appeals court essentially declining to stop the mayor from canceling the IV waste contract that seems to be liked by everybody on July 31st. And come August 1st, Troy Henry Consulting will take over cleaning the CBD and the French Quarter. As of right now, fill us in on the details.
You know, Corey, it's very convoluted. I'd be, fibbing if I said, "Oh yeah, I totally understand," because I think nobody involved in it totally understands what's happening. The city council is saying, it's a suspensive appeal, which means status quo stays the same, which is kind of what they want. But a lot of that stuff in the temporary restraining order earlier, all those kind of things are all temporary. They're trying to even get to a bigger decision by the Supreme Court, which is, does the council have the right to step in on these types of contracts that the mayor unilaterally signed with this Henry group? Setting aside for a minute what you said was that everybody in the French Quarter, in and out of the French Quarter, seems to want IV waste because they do such a good job. And the reason they got brought back in is because Henry was going to subcontract it out to somebody else and be just a middleman making the money, and the subcontractor wasn't ready to go. So they had to fall back to IV waste. And so, it's a big mess. And, and then they filed the lawyer for Henry filed what I thought was a pretty interesting memo saying that the council's objections were premature, which basically says, we do plan on breaking the rules and breaking the law on August 1st, but until that time, you can't raise the issue. So it's kind of funny, but, that's why I say I'm a little confused by a lot of the things that are going on in all of these filings.
J.P. Morrell, council president, says they are going to appeal this decision to the Louisiana Supreme Court. And one of the reasons, and this seems sort of legitimate, Joe, more than just, hey, we lost, let's appeal. The court didn't give a reason. Did you see any reason the court gave to allow Henry Consulting to get the gig August 1st and to allow IV Waste's contract to be terminated July 31st?
No, they did not, and I think that would be part of the reason they were going up. But I think there's other reasons to go to the Supreme Court, and said and unsaid. But I just think they may have a better shot at it there. They may be a little less. They may have a better shot at it there. I'll leave it at that.
Yep. Joe Rasponti's with us, New Orleans attorney. Hey, Joe. Another win for the mayor, right? And none of these, I would argue, are good for the city or the citizens. But in March, a judge ruled she could continue her junkets. About a week or so later, a judge ruled that the city, the mayor, basically, they didn't have to hand over that money to the Orleans Parish Public Schools. So you could argue the mayor's 3-0 versus the council, but none of it's good for the city or the citizens.
Oh, clearly none of it's good for the city. I mean, no, you tell me. I mean, she has to step down. The election's in October, November.
Yep.
And so we got her for another 6 months.
Yeah, till January. Yep.
Yeah. So we got her. I mean, sounds like nothing's going to happen out of Camp Street. Doesn't appear. And even if they indict her tomorrow, she wouldn't step down, and it would take them 6 months to get to a trial posture. So we got her till the end. She's going to keep traveling and keep favoring the people she wants to favor, it would appear. And that's what the city's stuck with.
Hey, doing what I do, Joe, and I mean, I'm going to ask this question regardless of what you think, but I'm asking you because I just want your opinion. Would I be wrong when I get Troy Henry on the program to ask him if Henry Consulting will ever hire LaToya Cantrell when her term's up?
You can ask any question you want.
Yeah, but I mean, doesn't that seem this could be like a quid pro quo kind of thing? Like the mayor doesn't have a golden parachute anymore. She took $1 million from that Wisner fund, put it in her nonprofit. The Office of Inspector General found out about it. Months later, she gave all the money back. It's like, boy, you take $1 million in your nonprofit, you don't spend any of it. How did it just sit there for 6 months, not being spent with a nonprofit? Anyway, she gave the money back. The nonprofit's now defunct, doesn't exist. I don't think there's a lot of this. Isn't Cindy Bartholomew working for HRI and Press Kabikoff, knows other mayors in other cities. They're trying to expand their footprint. I don't know what the mayor can deliver to anyone. And you know how the world works, Joe. Unless someone is generating money for you, you don't keep them on the payroll. So I'm just wondering if the mayor's going to be working for Henry Consulting come January.
Well, Corey, it's your show. You get to ask all the good questions.
Yep.
So I'm going to let you make those decisions on your own. But
is that a crazy question you think to ask, or you think is a legitimate question to ask?
Well, Corey, all questions are legitimate if asked at the appropriate time, I guess. Listen, that's above my pay grade. I got a murder trial in a month in Orleans Parish. I'm a little focused on that right now.
Wow.
So I've been trying not to think about LaToya Cantrell too much.
All right. Well, I'm going to make you think about her for a little longer. You just hinted to Camp Street a few minutes ago. I'd say a year ago, both you and I, if someone was going to put our arm on a chopping block and cut it off, we had to predict a year ago if this mayor was going to be indicted or not. I would have clearly said yes. And now it appears I might be losing my arm if that would have been the deal. Wouldn't you have agreed to the same thing a year ago, Joe?
I think I did agree to the same thing a year ago on your show because, if you recall, they indicted two different people. They indicted Vappy and they indicted that other city contractor gentleman. I can't remember his name. But both of the indictments went into
Randy Farrell
language that they didn't need to go to. And then all it did was inculpate her. So based upon that, who knows? I mean, something seems to have changed. Somebody's mind seems to have an order from above. Who knows? But and now the office, like every office in this country, is in flux because there's a new president, a new attorney general, and they're going to be nominating a new U.S. attorney here in the Eastern District and a lot of other places. And that person's going to get to make a decision. But, I mean, we're getting to the point now, if they nominate somebody tomorrow, they're going to have to go through Senate confirmation, et cetera. So by the time they get there, LaToya Cantrell's going to just have a few months left.
Yep.
Whether or not that implies whether you should go forward with an indictment or not, I don't know. But it's looking less and less like she's going to get indicted.
Nagins was after the fact, right?
Well, it could be. It could be. And then that's going to be a decision. I mean, if you want to say, it's a Republican president and a Republican attorney general, hopefully they don't make
decisions. Hell, this Republican president just let that liberal Democrat Eric Adams off in New York. I was shocked by that. I'm no Eric Adams fan. That guy seems guilty as can be.
Okay. I think he got a little something for that from the mayor up in New York, I believe, but I'm not certain. Once again, out of my jurisdiction.
Yep.
Over my pay grade.
Joe, the Vappy, Randy Farrell, who you mentioned, the boxing guy with the art fraud, Fawed or whatever his name was, the closing consultant. I guess none of this was strong enough, big enough, large enough dollars. Why are you leaning now that maybe an indictment doesn't happen?
Because it hasn't happened. And they seem to have been, whether they're just waiting for this or just waiting for that. And I always kind of thought it was going to be kind of a cumulative indictment, a big, fat one with 60-something counts or something.
Yep.
To show a pattern of behavior that this is why, they would do it, because that's what she kind of was known for, going around town, hustling different people for small amounts of this, small amounts of that. And, one of those things individually where you were not going to get an indictment out of the federal government for, but we thought it was going to be of a cumulative nature. But Corey, once again, it baffles me. I don't know why, but every day that passes, it makes it less and less likely that that's going to happen.
Yep. And a lot of stories directly, indirectly are kind of implying that, like it's not going to happen. And I think a lot of people are disappointed in that. Ideally, it would have happened already, and she would have to resign or be ousted while she was mayor. But after the fact, I'm fine with that. All I want is justice like you, Joe. And a lot of facts lead me to believe that this mayor, did some corrupt stuff. Not major stuff, but some stuff. Enough where you want that person indicted, you want justice, and you want a message sent. Don't run for public office in New Orleans if you're going to pull these little gimmicks.
Well, it may also be impacting things now, and I didn't a little bit. There's most of these things are going to have a 5-year prescriptive period.
Yep.
And I don't know what dates and times you're talking about, but they're, I think that they're going to, at least some of the stuff is going to be, unless they count it all as one big conspiracy, and then you just look at the date of the last overt act. I'm getting in the weeds here with you. But that could be a consideration for some things, possibly. But I'm just spitting in the wind right now. I don't know. A lot smarter people than me don't know. So, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yep. Hey, Joe, when will we see you next? Next Tuesday morning on Fox 8?
I guess so, unless something comes up between now and then that they want to come stick a microphone in my face.
Yep.
That's usually when you can be pretty sure to see me.
Yeah.
Now, when I get there on Tuesday, it's going to be at the new location. So, Corey, I keep asking them, where's my big studio for my cooking show? They keep dodging that question. I don't understand it, but I can. I'm ready to go.
You're telling me a New Orleans Italian Sicilian guy knows how to cook?
You got that right, my boy.
You're damn right. I got that right.
That's what I want to be doing. Want to be doing more of that and less of this other stuff.
I'm with you, Joe. You've put in a lifetime of the other stuff. So, yeah, wind it down already, brother. Go get some garlic and some veal and make a good red sauce, some pasta. I like it.
Here we go. All right, boy.
You're the man, Joe.
Thank you for checking in with me. Always a pleasure talking to you, Corey. Always.
Right back at you, Joe. Thanks so much.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
That's New Orleans attorney Joe Rasponti. One cool cat, knows his you-know-what as well. He knows what he's talking about. That's why Fox 8 gets him on. That's why I get him on, breaking down all this legal stuff, mumbo jumbo, and breaking through it, too. Layman's terms and giving you the real scoop from decades of experience. Hey, the phone number is 766-9480. Mother's Day's this Sunday. Already gave away one Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. The big 1965 storm. Sheila got the answer. Betsy. What was the big 1969 storm? Give me the answer to that. 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. The rain has stopped. It's a nice evening, afternoon, heading towards evening. Why don't you dine at Katie's in Mid-City? Even hit the patio tonight. Perfect. As New Orleans as it gets. Big portions, great for sharing. Lots of New Orleans characters. You know you love it. In Mid-City, Iberville, corner Talamacas tonight for dinner. Katie's.
Changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
New Orleans talk giant Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
I've got the entire city of New Orleans.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM. Also from Baton Rouge to Pensacola, Florida on 600 AM and 1560.
It is a wide open Wednesday edition of the program where you're the show producer, whatever you'd like to discuss. Maybe something we're not discussing enough or not at all even. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Plus, I've got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate to give away just in time for Sunday's Mother's Day. The big 1969 storm locally. We got the answer for the big 1965 storm from Sheila. How about the big 1969 storm? Give me the answer to that. 50 big bucks can be yours. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. And yeah, guys, this Sunday, Mother's Day. Don't screw up. Get her what she wants. A day of relaxation at the city's premier day spa, the Woodhouse Day Spa. And I recommend going to one of the 5 locations. Mid-City, New Orleans, Metairie near North Kenner, Mandeville, Slidell, or Baton Rouge. In that lobby foyer area, they've got lots of goodies like bath salts, moisturizers, candles, stuff she loves. So you get a little gift bag with all that and that gift card with the full-blown day of relaxation. Grand Slam home run. WoodhouseSpas.com. If you can't make it by one of the 5 locations, you can print your own gift card online. WoodhouseSpas.com. Don't blow it, guys. This Sunday, Mother's Day, Our Humane May fundraiser continues. We're trying to raise $10,000 this month, in the month of May. We do it every year. It's our annual fundraiser. We're trying to save cats and dogs, kittens and puppies. We're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. It's our Humane May fundraiser. Please go to the website right now, humanela.org. humanela.org and donate. And please donate generously. Boy, some crazy weather. What a rain event we had this morning, huh? I mean, that was like 50-plus mile-an-hour winds for sure. Tropical storm-like. Some power poles went down. Some trees went down. A little bit of street flooding. I mean, a few inches of rain fell in about 45 minutes. And it was the sideways stuff. I'm telling you, like tropical storm-like. Joe Rasponti just joined us on the program, New Orleans attorney. Junket Cantrell gets yet another win versus the city council. Maybe only temporary. We'll see. A state appeals court declined to stop the Henry Consulting contract from taking over the French Quarter CBD trash pickup come August 1st. July 31st, Ivy Waste will be done. That'll be their final day. August 1st, Henry Consulting takes over. It's an 8-year, $73 million deal. Lots of money on the table. Now, anyone normal, anyone fair and objective would look at it this way. Henry Consulting goes in, they win the bid. Last fall, they are subbing out the work. Henry Consulting doesn't own a trash company or trucks, yet they won the trash contract. Billy Nungesser, Lieutenant Governor, came on the program and was like, how is someone bidding for something when they don't own a trash company or any trash trucks and they're bidding for a trash contract? How's that possible? Where they have to sub it out. So that's Billy's opinion. I respect it. I'm a little more flexible. If you can sub it out to someone who's worthwhile and get the job done, great, whatever. I prefer to go the Billy Nungesser way. The people that bid on it actually own trash companies that have the trucks to do the job. Anyway, Henry Consulting wins the gig. They're the trash pickup people. No one's arguing that. Actually, Ramelli's arguing it because Henry Consulting wins by a few $100,000, but after they win the job, they raise their deal by like $500,000. They're like, boy, we miscalculated some stuff. We have to add about $500,000. Ramelli is saying our bid would have won without that. You know, we're under his bid with the $500,000 added to it. So Ramelli might have a lawsuit in the future if Henry Consulting gets this gig. They'll argue they had the lowest bid. So put Ramelli out of the picture for right now. Henry wins the bid. The sub is Richard's Disposal, a local trash company that does own trucks, that does do a good job, that didn't want to bid on the French Quarter contract, weren't interested in it. Henry Consulting talks them into being their sub. Then immediately, Richard says Henry Consulting's reneging on the contract, owes me money, not getting it. They say we're not going to do work. Troy Henry sues Richards. Richard sues Troy Henry. The council starts getting nervous. We've got December coming up. We've got Bayou Classic. We've got Sugar Bowl. We've got the Super Bowl. Got to have a trash contract. Got to have the French Quarter and CBD clean. So there's turmoil going on. Henry Consulting doesn't have a sub. Then Henry Consulting says, hey, we'll use ServPro, I believe is the name of the company. And they don't own trucks. They own a trash company. They would have to sub it out to someone. So Henry was going to sub it to someone who was going to have to sub it to someone else. In the meantime, the council, rightfully so, in my opinion, is like, man, we got crap sitting the fan with this contract we approved. We have to have an emergency contract. So they put out a bid for a December to December contract. December of last year to December of this year. Ivy Waste wins it. They start performing the work in the CBD and the French Quarter. Then Troy Henry and Richard's Disposal iron out their problems. Troy Henry goes to the mayor and says, we have our you-know-what together. I know we were supposed to already start working in December, but And IV waste is already working, but we're ready to go now. And the mayor agrees and says, I'll cancel the IV waste. I got to give them 90 days according to the contract. Their last day will be July 31st, and you can start your 8-year, $73 million deal August 1st. The council, of course, freaks out. People loving what IV waste is doing in the quarter in the CBD. But the mayor storms ahead. The council says no. The mayor sues, and the mayor gets a win today. Maybe temporarily, but a win. JP Morrell, council president, says they will take it to the Louisiana Supreme Court. But right now, IV waste is out July 31st. Henry Consulting in August 1st. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll tell you what the real solution should be when we return. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Some people think paint is paint. Well, it ain't. Paint ain't paint. At Helm Paint, we only sell Benjamin Moore because it's the best paint on the planet. In the end, you'll save time, effort, and money because Benjamin Moore paints cover beautifully in less coats. So the next time you pick up a brush, remember, big box, big mistake. Because paint ain't paint. To get the best, you gotta go to Helm. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. Get Audubon Gutters.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Total Raiders, TM-JC.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Not a politician or part of a political machine. Corey Johnson.
I propose that I use what's left of the town treasury to move to a more prosperous town and run for mayor.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Yeah, you right. Thanks so much for joining us on this wide open Wednesday. No, the solution is real easy on this trash contract. And for many reasons, it's real easy. First off, Henry Consulting comes in, wins the bid. But because they're subbing it out, they didn't have their you-know-what together. It fell apart on them. The council had no choice but to come up with the emergency contract for a year, December to December. Now, when you have these types of emergency contracts, people have to invest in equipment and personnel, money, expansion, whatever. When you cancel them in the middle, it sends a terrible message. It's very similar to the Mid-Barataria Diversion Project. Impulsive governor, impulsive folks behind it. It's the needs of the few outweighing the needs of the many. It's a handful of fishermen. It's a handful of oystermen. I don't even know if it's the majority of Plaquemine Parish residents. I doubt it is. I would think they would want the diversion because it would help them as far as flood protection, building land south of the population center, all of that. But it's a $3 billion project that BP money is guaranteed to pay for it. So engineering firms and construction companies have moved into the area and they're working on the project. $500 million has already been spent of the $3 billion. And now they're basically canceling or dramatically downsizing the project. So engineering firms, people that have invested money that expected a $3 billion project and now it's getting downsized, they're like, my God, we invested, we came in, now we have to leave. We're going to lose money. It just sends a terrible message like, I'm not going to mess with Louisiana. They get a project. BP money's going to pay for it. It's $3 billion. It's to rebuild their coast, and they're balking at it. And it was studied for 20 years. It had bipartisan support. So many federal hurdles, Army Corps, so many things to get over. And they did it. And then some governor just on a whim cancels it because of the needs of the few. No, it sends a terrible message. It sends a terrible message when a city's going to have an emergency contract and they cancel it midway through because the reason the emergency contract came up in the first place because the original people didn't have their you-know-what together. Now they're saying, we got our you-know-what together, and they're getting rewarded for that. Troy Henry should not be allowed to take over the contract in August. Troy Henry should be allowed to bid on the new contract after December. The emergency IV waste contracts from December of last year to December of this year. What's the harm in them going August, September, October, November, December, 5 more months? Well, the harm is 8 years, $73 million trash deal that LaToya Cantrell desperately wants to award to Troy Henry. Mayor, we got our you-know-what together. We're ready to roll. You're right. You got your you-know-what together. Y'all fairly won it. You get the deal. That's crazy. Troy Henry didn't have his you-know-what together when the contract started. Should be null and void, over with. That's what the council should have been arguing. That's what's pathetic with the city council. It's like the mayor, no travel ban. No, not a no travel ban. $1,000 cap on travel. That'll limit the travel. I mean, you got to be creative on things that can actually stick. You can't just come up with these flagrant things that are going to get struck down by a court. So no, what should happen is IV waste should continue through December. And then a few months before the contract ends this fall, right when LSU and the Saints are getting going, Tulane football, let's roll, Wave. They put out a bid for an 8-year trash contract for the French Quarter and CBD at the enhanced IV waste level of clean that's in the contract. Troy Henry right now is saying, I'm going to do a better job than IV waste. But he's got the original deal, the 8-year, $73 million deal that doesn't require it on paper. So in 6 months, a year, 2 years, things get tight. Troy Henry just doesn't want to do it anymore. He can revert back to the original terms of the contract and not do the enhanced cleaning. So this thing has many flaws. And one concern I have is it a quid pro quo? Is basically, LaToya Cantrell telling Troy Henry, I'm going to get you this 8-year, $73 million deal, even though you didn't have your you-know-what together. You're not going to have to bid with a bunch of other folks for the future contract. We're going to get you in. I'm going to cancel the Ivy Waste contract. Now, when I'm done as mayor in January, I'm expecting a gig with Henry Consulting, either as an employee or as a consultant, someone on the side, whatever. I'm expecting money for the length of the contract, the 8-year, $73 million deal. I'm going to ask Troy Henry that directly. And do I think Troy Henry is crooked or would do something like this? No, I don't really think that. But I'm going to ask him the question anyway and just see what kind of answer I get. No, this thing should all be rebid in the fall. Ivy Waste can bid if they want. Richards, Metro, Ramelli, Henry Consulting, River Parish Disposal, the Gator, if they want to get involved, anyone. And then a new winner at the enhanced level of clean gets the new 8-year deal. But why the rush to reward Henry Consulting when they didn't have their you-know-what together? And the city had to scramble and get an emergency contract out there for a year. And now you're screwing over Ivy Waste by yanking the contract only after, 6-7 months of them doing it? I'm sure there was an investment in equipment, manpower, expansion of the company, whatever. And now you're just clipping them just to get Troy Henry in there. Why not wait? Maybe Troy Henry wins the new deal. Maybe Ivy Waste does. Maybe someone else does. But it's about the citizens in the city. That's what's most important. Not Troy Henry, not Sidney Torres, none of that. Not the mayor and her future after she's mayor, but the citizens and the French Quarter and the CBD. This is obviously ridiculous politics. What's that, Blue Boy? Even as a dog, you can clearly tell this stinks. And what? You're a basset hound. You've got one of the best sense of smell. You've got an incredible nose, so you can really figure these things out. I hear you, Blue Boy. You're right on the money. Hey, New Orleans, thanks for joining us. See you tomorrow, Thursday, 4 o'clock, right here.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.